stop what you're doing and listen to this. This is one of the most terrifying things I have ever heard. And we have heard some messed up things over the past 2 weeks, but this one probably wins. The president of El Salvador has made an agreement to take deported immigrants from the US and put them in prison there, regardless of what country they are from. If you don't think that's bad enough, here's the next step. They are also going to take American citizens. Let me repeat that. They are going to take American citizens into the worst prison system on the entire planet. Take some guesses about who they could be targeting. If you don't think this is serious, you have a problem. The stuff that is going on in this country is so incredibly messed up. And this is one more horrifying thing. And I don't know how much worse it can get. The stuff that is going on in this country is so incredibly messed up. And this is one more horrifying thing. And I don't know how much worse it can get.
MAGA logic here. Okay. So it's not okay for Russia to invade Ukraine and take it over for strategic reasons and for their resources. And it's certainly not okay for China to invade Taiwan for the same reasons. But it's perfectly okay for the United States to invade Greenland, just to take it over. Sovereign countries, because we want it, we need it. Let's take it a step further, because the 24-hour news cycle over at Fox, they're really pushing hard to convince MAGA that invading Greenland is just normal. It's fine. This is Jesse Waters. We don't need friends. If we need to burn down a few bridges with Denmark to take Greenland, we're big boys. I mean, we dropped A-bombs on Japan, and now they're our ally. Americans shouldn't be handcuffed by history. Why do we need it? As J.D. Vance is sitting at our military base in Greenland, saying we need it for strategic military. Can we make the base bigger, maybe? That's not why they want it. And even if it is, that's not a reason to take over a sovereign country. I mean, wouldn't it be strategic for us to take over other countries then? Again, why is it not okay for Russia, not okay for China, but okay for the United States? Thanks.
But really, why is nobody standing up to stop him from doing all these things that are unconstitutional? Sound familiar? I get that comment, or some variation thereof, in every one of my videos that I try to reassure people that what he is doing is just creating political noise because his actions are unconstitutional. So for the sake of everyone's blood pressure, give me 30 seconds here and let me try to help. I always hear, but he doesn't care about the Constitution. He's ignoring the Constitution. He doesn't care about the law. To which I always answer, so, show me a criminal that does care about the law. Just because a criminal doesn't care about the law doesn't mean that our prisons are empty, right? It doesn't really matter if Trump and his administration care about the Constitution. What matters is that the judges do. And what their actions have shown us is that they very much do. The Trump administration is averaging one injunction every 3 days. The system is working. The judges are stopping them. I also hear, but why isn't Congress doing anything? Why are they just all sitting back and letting him do something? Well, it's because he's not doing anything through legislation. He's doing all of these unconstitutional acts through executive order. So there is no legal avenue for the Democrats, who are the minority in Congress, to do anything about these unconstitutional executive orders. It falls to the courts to do the heavy lifting, and that's what they're doing. Now, the courts take a little longer than just having a vote in Congress, but the system is working as it's been designed to do so. Don't let him achieve his goal. Don't let him have this power over you. He's trying to make you feel overwhelmed, like you're inundated, drinking from a fire hose. That's the goal. He wants you to tune it out completely because you just can't take it anymore. Don't let him win. Focus on things that you can do today to affect change. Don't focus on the noise. Focus on how you can help turn out people in Florida for the special elections. Go to the link in my bio, click on that first button so that you can be taken to the website to volunteer to turn people out for the Supreme Court elections in Wisconsin, all of which are happening April 1st. All right? Take a breath. Let's focus on things that we can do to stop them.
Y'all wonder why Daddy Trump won. Oh, you think we're confused as to why Agent Orange won? Absolutely. Y'all are sore losers. Y'all sitting over here crying, trying to make identity politics happen again. Y'all are playing the wrong game. It's a new America. Y'all can't get anything straight. Well, because none of y'all are straight.
Well, we know why he won. He scores incredibly well with the uneducated.
I'm not uneducated. I went to school.
Respectful, you can't tell the difference between your and your.
It's autocorrect that changes it for me. I know what I'm talking about.
To be fair, it's not just people that are uneducated. There are people who are doctors that have gotten duped by him as well.
So you just think we're all getting duped and that we're not walking into this fully knowing what we're signing up for?
Oh, no, 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 no. I know some of you know exactly what you signed up for, but some don't.
Well, Daddy Trump promised us a better America to take it back to when it was great, and that's what I voted for.
Sign me up for a lobotomy until we're great again then, huh?
I would love to, and don't we have to drink like some magnesium thing for that?
Donald Trump has confirmed that he would like to serve a third term as president of the United States. In a phone call that NBC News is reporting on today, Donald Trump clarified he was not joking when he said he would like to serve a third term as the president, and there are methods through which he could do it. It's an interesting statement given the fact that the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution exists prohibiting the third term presidency. Yet, he's talking about it and actively considering it. He did go on to say that there is still lots of time in this administration and much to be done between now and then, but he would absolutely consider it, and he's arguing that many, many people want him to.
Yes! Elon just got publicly slammed again. Look at this. Conservative influencer Ashley St. Clair and most recent baby mama to the world's richest man came out with the ultimate, the most personal screw you to Elon Musk ever. And now I will go ahead and say that this is from the Daily Mail, so take it with like a bucket of salt. But I mean, after Elon apparently cut her off via communications and also cut her child support by over 60%, she was seen returning her Tesla to a dealership in New York City over the weekend. And when asked why she was doing this, she was like, well, I gotta make up for that cut child support somehow. And when asked additionally if she thought that Elon was being vindictive towards her, she clocked him and was like, well, that seems to be his MO when women speak out, isn't it? Oh, I love it. And that's not even all. She closed out her statement by being like, I mean, check his stocks. Clearly, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Ashley St. Clair, I thought you were just another MAGA grifter, but girl, you're kind of slaying right now. Who says those two things can't coexist? Ooh, and I just know he is seething. Because not only is she shit-talking him, but she is shit-talking his company, which he just almost broke down in tears about on Fox News the other day. Because remember, America, protesting Bud Light is A-okay and in line with your constitutional rights. But boycotting Tesla? That's terrorism. So to me, this is literally the best thing I could ever see. But you know what, people? I think we can do better. Let's crank it up.
So you all remember Latoya here, right? Well, Latoya has taken off the hat temporarily to ask us for our help. But before we get to her request, allow me to remind you of some of Latoya's greatest highlights.
There's a place you can go. I said, yeah, man. When you short.
All right, y'all, this is our last post for the night. This actually goes out to our Trump.
Now, we're still not at the point where we're going to get to what she's asking of us. We'll still have a couple more highlights from Latoya's page.
My family, what up? Uncle President DJT came through signing some executive orders, didn't he? Didn't. Mass deportation is in effect. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I like it here. Walmart ain't never.
Okay. Let's get to Latoya's request. And notice what she's not wearing.
Enough is enough. And I'm done crying. Enough is enough. I'm done crying. Our justice has done our black men and black women, our black people, wrong for far too long. And enough is enough.
You can't make this up. But hold on. Latoya, why don't you have your hat on while you're talking to us? Yeah. Make America Great Again philosophy, but you're talking about how this country has never treated black people fairly in the justice system. But this is what you were supporting. Don't let me interrupt you. Continue.
Wait, stop. Stop slowly. Real quick. I just need you guys to support helping to free my son. My son is 23 years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice. My son was defending himself, and
Let me get this right. Let me get this right, because this is just too rich to pass up. Latoya, you have been out here capping for the Make America Great Again movement, a movement that cannot tell you at any time in this country where America was great for black people, especially under the criminal justice system. And now you're coming to who and asking for help. What?
unfortunately, most black and brown people, individuals, whether you are a man or a woman here in Colorado, do not have the right to use self-defense. The judge denied my son's self-defense. Therefore, that same judge sentenced my son to 21 years in prison.
Real quick, before I get to my other observations, but you're talking about racial injustice in Colorado. And I went through your page to see your call to action on behalf of Elijah McClain here, who was murdered by authorities in Colorado. And I didn't find him. I didn't find any mention on your page to the racial injustice that led to the death of Elijah McClain at the hands of the same system you are now asking for help with. But I digress. I also noticed how you traded in your MAGA hats and all this aesthetic for this aesthetic, and you're appealing for help with racial injustices. The blue heart is not missed on me, nor the black power fist, or the whole blue aesthetic that you are leaning into all of a sudden. So one day why? Let me help you with that. Let me remind you of who you need to be asking for help.
Yeah, I done found my tribe. Hold on, stop scrolling. Stop scrolling, because I done found my tribe. MAGA family, AFF family, Trump supporters. Oh my God, I done found my tribe.
Well, Latoya, allow me to help you. Put your aesthetics back where they were and go talk to your tribe. Because I'm sure your tribal leader, who has pardoned 1,600 racists and bigots that were storming the Capitol, would be just too happy. Shut up. Now you have the day you deserve. And may the ancestors continue to judge you.
All right, guys, welcome back to another video. We have here a compilation of clips about people, complaining about this administration and saying that Donald Trump, he wants to run for a third time as a president. So because of the Constitution, he's not going to be able to do that. But he said he's going to try anyway. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Because to my opinion, I think that's crazy. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it because he's in the Constitution. You cannot run for president for 3 times in a row, or for the third time. It's only two periods. So it is very, very crazy. So let's continue with this compilation of videos.
Do you want to be liberated by Trump? Do you need to be liberated by Trump? I sure the fuck don't. I don't want him anywhere near me because everything he touches turns to fucking dust. But whether we like it or not, on April 5th is going to be Donald Trump's big liberation day, when he decides to levy tariffs against the entire world and make our prices here at home skyrocket. Businesses are already preparing for these tariffs, and the worst part is they can't even prepare effectively for them because it's on again, off again. How many times have we seen that Donald Trump was going to put these tariffs into place only to walk it back because he's a little bitch? Over and over again. So who knows what's going to happen on April 5th, but he says this is the big one. This is for sure going to
April 2nd, April 2nd.
happen. April 5th, Liberation Day. I don't want that mother effer to liberate me for shit. I don't want him to do anything because he doesn't do anything for the American people. He only does things for himself. These tariffs are not going to help people. Businesses are going to raise their prices. We're going to see huge increases in prices in the grocery stores, when we buy cars, when we buy everyday commodities. And he's already said he doesn't care if prices go up. He does not care because he thinks all of a sudden American manufacturing is just going to flourish. We don't have the American manufacturing here. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the factories to build and make things that we need in everyday life. So if you're willing to cut 75% of the things you use every single day out of your life, sure, maybe we can start relying on some more American manufacturing. But how is that going to make our lives better? How is that going to make America great? So dipshit Donald Trump is going to have a liberation day and free us all from the shackles of high prices by increasing the prices of things by 25, 30, 40%. Yeah, good plan. I don't want you to liberate me, and I guarantee most of the people in this country don't want to be liberated by your fat ass either.
We all know the cliche, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And in this breaking story, Democrats, after
Talking about prices, the Dollar Tree used to be $1, and then because of inflation, they raised their prices to $1.25. So what I heard is now because of this trade war, with tariff with China and everybody else, the Dollar Tree, they're gonna raise the price from $1.25 to $1.75. So let me know, what do you think about that?
70 days of the second Trump administration finally might be starting to listen, to play ball the way they do. You have to get in the ring and you actually have to get your nose bloodied and bloody it back. And that's the only way you're going to be able to push back against this administration and what they're trying to do. Because if you remotely don't recall some of what's occurred from then and now, in this breaking story I'm going to show you in a few seconds, finally a congresswoman stands up and screams, this is what we might need to do. I'm going to show you that in a few seconds, but let's take a quick jump back and current to Mitch McConnell and J.D. Vance. Take a listen.
The only way to do all of those things is to put someone in the White House who won't veto any of these things.
I was shocked that former President Obama left so many vacancies and didn't try to fill those positions.
I'll tell you why. I was in charge of of what we did the last 2 years of the Obama administration.
I will give you full credit
On health care. That means we can and should propose and vote on straight repeal repeatedly.
The Trump administration says that judges don't have the authority to stop the administration's executive actions.
Democrats say the president is trying to get rid of a check on his powers.
I think it's safe to say there will not be hearings or votes. I think it is also safe to say the next president, whoever that may be, is going to be the person who chooses the next Supreme Court justice.
Judges have temporarily paused a number of President Donald Trump's executive orders, and Vice President J.D. Vance wrote, judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power.
I agree wholeheartedly with Vice President J.D. Vance, my friend, because he's right.
Actually, Speaker Johnson, he's not right. We have three co-equal branches of government to keep somebody from being a damn dictator. And his executive power, the executive branch isn't an executive brushstroke of playing dictator. And for J.D. Vance to say something like, well, the president deserves to get what he wants, that's weird. I could have sworn, McConnell, you literally denied, as a legislative norm, Obama's right to even have a hearing for Merrick Garland. But this is the fight we're in, you guys, and you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And finally, in this breaking story, listen to what Congresswoman Waters has finally said. Here it is.
If he wants to start looking so closely to find those who were born here and their parents were undocumented, maybe he ought to first look at Melania. We don't know whether or not her parents were documented. And maybe we'd better just take a look.
Remember, we had to listen for 12 years to Donald Trump still talk about birtherism and whether or not Obama was actually a legitimate American citizen who could run for the presidency. This is the inoculation that has gone on since 2015. And this is where we're at. And you can't talk sense into folks who just stand by Trump no matter what. So this is the fight you're in, guys. It's not about giving away your integrity or your principles, but for the love of crap balls, get in there, put some gloves on, and start really punching back against what's trying to be done. Listen, again, I'm all for disruption. I'm all for trimming down waste, fraud, and abuse where it's legitimate and taking out regulations where it's legitimate. But you do not do that, as the old joke goes. You don't kill a spider with a sledgehammer. And that's what's going on. So Democrats, pick up a flipping sledgehammer and let's start getting in the same fight that they're playing, the same game they're playing. Okay? All right, y'all hang in there. Enjoy your lives. Always talk to those you agree with and those you don't. Stay frosty.
So I've been missing for a little bit. You guys have been commenting and sending me monthly messages in my DM. So thank you for noticing. Thank you for caring. There's a lot going on right now. Here are the good things, okay? The good things are that there are 2 special elections
Yeah, we need some good news over here.
happening on Tuesday. And it is so important that people get out and vote. If you live in Florida, District 1 and District 6, you must go to the polls if you haven't already. Please, we need you to vote. Dave Valmont and Josh Wheel are running 2 incredible campaigns. They have a real shot at winning, and we have a real chance to equal the playing field in the House. We really need these seats. We really need to show that we have the momentum and that Democrats are going to come out in full force and they're going to make a difference. These are 2 very red districts, and if we can flip them blue, that will be huge. So I'm really encouraging you, if you don't live in those districts and you don't have the opportunity to vote, you can phone bank, you can text bank, you can make your voice heard, and you can make a difference by getting out the vote. You go to either one of their websites. They have plenty of opportunities in the next 2 days to phone bank and text bank and get the word out to all of the registered Democrats. They must show up. It is so crucial that we get every single person who can vote to vote in this election. Notoriously, special elections, people don't show up to vote. It's, it's off cycle, people are busy, they're not thinking about it, but we are in dire need of these 2 seats flipping to blue. So do what you can. I know I will be phone banking and text banking, and I hope you will join me. On Saturday, April 5th, this is happening. Please join. It's happening all over the country, in every single major city and even smaller cities. Go to the website to find if there is one near you. This is going to be a huge gathering of people raising their voices, and make sure that if it's something that you want to do, that you know exactly where to go, and be careful, be safe. I would recommend wearing a face covering. I'd recommend turning off your phone. Right now, we can still stand up and we can still make our voices heard in this way, and we have to do it, and we have to do it as much as we can. So this is something that everyone should be doing who's capable of doing it. They also have other ways that you can contribute and that you can help with the cause. So this is fantastic. I'm so happy this is happening, and there's a real strong push. I've heard that they have like 10 million people signed up.
10 million.
Which is pretty incredible. Things are starting to shift, and things are starting to unfold. I want you to prepare yourself that things are probably going to get a little bumpy for the next few weeks, but I still believe wholeheartedly that we are heading toward
A few weeks, a few years.
one in which there is peace and
love conquers all. And this is a message I want to send to all of you right now. It's really easy in these chaotic times to get trapped in an illusion, to get trapped in a cycle of fear and doubt and frustration and anger. And what I'm going to offer you right now in my daily dose of hope is to find something or someone that you love. An activity, a hobby, a television show, a book, a person, a family member, a friend. Find something that you love and pour your energy into that every single day. Make sure you take an hour or more every single day and just focus your attention, your vibration, your energy on that person, that thing, that activity that you love. And it will make a difference. The more we all do that, the more we all connect to our inner love and show it outward and feel it, the more we will find it everywhere we look. And the truth is that love and light conquers all. It will always win. I am sending you so much love, so much solidarity. Until the next one.
That's what we need love, because after this administration took office, what I see is just hate everywhere you go. Every video that you see on the internet is just hate. People hating on each other, people being racist, people going crazy for no reason. So we need love. We need to be unite. Everybody have to be together, work together. That's the only way we can do it. We're gonna be able to make it out of this.
Whenever I talk to a Trumpophobe, it seems like they always say, I like all the things that Donald Trump has done for this country. I started thinking about that. Let's think about the first time. What did he do there? Well, he fumbled a pandemic. 1 million people died. He crashed the economy. And he attempted a coup against this country. So you're for that. And now in just 2.5 months that he's in his second term, what has he done? He's done away with rule of law. Science doesn't matter. Helping people in need in this country doesn't matter. Chaos and dissension and division is all promoted in this country by the Republicans and Donald Trump. Oh, and guess what? He's also crashed into the economy again. So you tell me all the things that Donald Trump has done. And if you think those things are good, well, like Donald Trump, like the Republicans, you're my enemy. You're the enemy of this country. The basis as to what this country was built on, you are contrary to it. You are an enemy of this country. And I will tell you this, you've had your time. You've had your fun. But it will come to an end sometime soon. And then you're going to have to answer for the bullshit that you promoted and supported. Donald Trump will go away wherever the fuck he goes. The Republicans will go off selling insurance or something. But every day, somebody's going to say to you, or I'll say to you, but you supported that bullshit. You're going to have to answer to that. And maybe other people will be polite. I'm not a polite motherfucker. If you supported Donald Trump, every time I say to you, or I see you, I will say to you, you supported Donald Trump. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Cult videos that I've been making about how to learn about cults and how they work are having MAGA message me. They don't get out. Some of them, which I never even thought about them messaging. But they're seeing that someone is creating a safe space who understands what's going on and is willing to listen to them and not attack them. But they get it, and this has started since January 20th, and I could get more into this, but I got to spend time getting the stuff ready for you at Colt College. But I wanted you to know this because they see there's a problem, they're scared, they want help getting their family out, they don't know how to move forward because they don't want to lose their loved ones, but they're terrified of the left because we have so many creators on here dunking on them, attacking them, in every way possible, and then everyone in the comments is saying the same things, and they are afraid of getting death threats. They're afraid for their family, for their children. And if you say, well, that's a bunch of BS. No, it is not. Even in the stuff I'm sharing, you guys are attacking me for the way that I'm sharing, and you're just saying, I don't care. They need to be taken out. They need to be punished. They educate yourself about cults. And if you can't even do that, save all that stuff for your therapist, because it doesn't help anybody. The fact that they're messaging me, like, I'm shocked. They're over there playing possum because they don't know what to do. They've never
Play
left
possum.
a cult before. And yeah, voting for Trump is part of being a cult, whether that's political, whether that's religious, or it's just a cult of personality. It's all three. There's so many layers to this. And we can help them break through that, because guess what? Guess what? In the history of the world, no one ever did. They never stopped to learn the enemy and why they become that way. It's not just like, oh, you have trauma. They're in a cult. Their brain is wired a certain way, and they can't see reality the way that we do. They literally cannot. But we can impact that. Yeah, we got to do protests. Yeah, we got to take on the monsters. How amazing if we can gain just a ton of allies by understanding them and being a safe space. Because here's the thing, they may not like Trump, but they may be willing to vote Republican again, and I don't want that to happen. So if we're not the safe space, we're just going to perpetuate the cycle and then act like we didn't have anything to do with it. It was all them. Nope, takes two. War takes two. Every time. Every time. I got my mom out of MAGA, but there was no way in hell I was going to be cool with her voting for the next Republican. I just can't. So I worked with her enough until I got her through and helped her see the other part, and that took a while to do. A lot of patience, no breathing, and she voted for Kamala. First time in her life she voted blue, and now she loves her some Bernie and AOC and Jasmine, and she's reads books about American history because she didn't learn a ton of this. She's clueless. She's like gaps of just time about what happened in this world, because they don't see that. I don't care how you think that they think. You don't know. You're not them. So if you feel rage, that's okay. You're not there yet. But a lot of us are. We're ready to take this on. We're ready to go for it. And the fact that they're messaging me tells me we are on the right track. So if you're angry, just listen, but don't put it in the comments, because I don't want to scare them away. I want allies that can be active and speak out, because that is going to make such a huge difference. So I don't even know how long this app's going to last, and it suppresses videos constantly. So we're going to do this on YouTube. So at Cult College on YouTube. And then you guys have asked me to start a Facebook group.
All right, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole situation, this whole mess that we're in after this administration took office. Like I said, everybody's just angry. Everybody's just full of hate. And we need to stick together. That's the only way we're going to be able to make it out. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Please support my channel by subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. And see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you.